Where Hawaii Eats is presented by the Honolulu Star-Advertiser's Dining Out, Outrigger Waikiki Hotels and Resorts, and Cisco Hawaii. Aloha! Welcome to Where Hawaii Eats. My name's Ann Lee and I'm your host for the program. Thank you to Chai Chawasari for doing the show with us today. He's an award-winning chef. So many accolades.
Thank you for having me again.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have you. Can you tell me what we're doing today?
Today we're going to do a Vietnamese beef dish called shaking beef.
Shaking beef?
Shaking. So it's very simple. You know, in Asian cooking, we don't need a lot of time. So as long as you have a hot pan, that's almost ready to go. So we're going to put a little bit of oil. Now you can use any kind of oil you want, okay? Then we have beef. Now you can use any type of beef you want. We use a beef tenderloin because it's the most tender, right? So
how do you prep the beef?
We just cut it into the cube.
Cut it? Cube it?
That's what the Vietnamese mean. Shaking beef means it's a cube of beef in the Vietnamese.
I see.
So you can put the meat. You want to make sure that you sear the beef. So higher heat is better in Asian cooking. You know, Asian we use a lot of wok, so they just boom and everything done. So today a little bit slower than my normal because of the heat, but that's okay.
So this is a quick dish.
Yeah, it's very simple. Then we can just put a little bit of garlic. Normally, if I have a hot pan, I marinate all the flavor into the beef. But since because the heat today is outside cooking a little bit lower, so I'm just gonna cook it this way. Then we add a little bit of ginger.
So would you say like a tablespoon?
Yeah, a tablespoon each.
Okay.
Then we're gonna have this one. I want to wait a little bit. We're gonna put some pepper.
Maybe half a teaspoon?
Yeah. And then we're gonna put a little bit of.
Chefs
this
don't
one
measure anything.
is whiskey.
That's whiskey. What kind of whiskey?
You can use any whiskey. It just gives them a little bit depth into the beef.
Woo!
That's what we want. We want the heat to fire. Then we add a little bit of fish sauce.
What is your preferred fish sauce?
I use a Thai fish sauce.
Thai fish sauce.
And this one is oyster sauce. And you want to use a little bit of soy sauce. You can use for me, I use Maggi, it's a Thai soy sauce. But you can use Aloha soy sauce, they're very good.
Let me see.
Then you just want to keep cooking until the beef is all cooked and dry. On the meantime, we're gonna make the sauce. So the sauce, I use one part of fish sauce.
Let's put it on the. I'm gonna move it over there.
Yeah.
Can we use different protein though? Do you have to use beef?
Well, the name of the dish is shaking beef, so you can use chicken and shaking chicken.
Shaken chicken,
Yeah.
shaken pork.
Pork, yeah. So one part of fish sauce, I use one part of water. Put a little bit. Then about a little bit of sugar to balance it off. Then we add a little bit of this sambal chili.
So a little spice.
Yeah, then I add a little bit of chopped garlic.
If
And-
we don't have chili, can you use a different version for the heat?
Oh
You
yeah,
need-
that's
Yeah.
the key. And if you don't like spicy, you don't need to add anything
I
at
see.
all, right? So we just kind of try to make everything. I think the beef is almost done, and
You want to eat this with rice, right? Or
Well,
some kind of starch.
you can eat it with rice, or you can just use a lettuce and you can
Oh,
wrap
like
it.
make
Yeah,
like a lettuce wrap almost.
You-
Like
but-
Korean style.
exactly similar. But you want to cook until the beef kind of dry out. Then it look like I might want a little bit more pepper. Pepper is good for you anyway.
So
Good for your
everything to
digestion.
taste.
Yeah. And then that's about done,
Wow, that
right?
looks
As
really
long as all the
good.
beef is cooked all the way.
Yeah, these are very simple recipes.
Yeah, very
we like
simple,
your
yeah.
recipes. Easy to make,
Oops.
flavorful.
We don't want something too complicated for people at home, right? You want
Yeah.
to make sure that they have something very easy.
So is this on your menu?
No.
No.
I show you how to make this just for you and
Just for me.
just for your show. And then
So, I love your Aloha shirts, and I see that you have this mask that
Yes.
matches your Aloha shirt. You're not making these, are you?
no, actually my friend his name is David Shepherd.
David
Design.
Shepherd. Wow. That's
It's
amazing.
good. Is it match all my aloha shirt? He make it match.
It
So
matches.
it's beautiful. And
It's
people love it.
beautiful.
So
it matches the dish
This
too.
is a chicken beef. You
Wow.
want to try?
Yes, let's try it.
Just get a piece of lettuce and a cucumber.
Okay.
You know, like just use your hand and chopstick.
Thank you.
You just do one like this. Now, you like cucumber, you put cucumber. You like
Okay.
cilantro.
Can you tell me a little bit about the restaurant? What
Well,
your hours are when it opens?
The restaurant is on Kapiolani, and for the hour, you can just check our website or our Instagram page, Chef Chai Pacifica. You can just put whatever you want to put, and you just roll it,
Okay.
and you just
And then
Small
take a
bite. you have to do small bite. It's got lots of nice
That flavor
in
is
it. Yeah, you
amazing.
get a little bit of the heat from the pepper, the sweetness, and the saltiness,
It's savory, it's sweet,
and
it's
it's healthy,
healthy.
keto, so perfect.
Very, very good. Delicious.
Thank you again
Nice
for
crunch.
having me.
Oh no,
it's such
thank
an honor.
you.
You know, we've known each other for so long, so this is like, thank you.
So you're also on Facebook, right?
Yeah, we have our
Facebook?
Facebook page at Chef Chai, Instagram is at Chef Chai Pacifica, or call me at the restaurant 585-0011. I always answer the phone, so you can call me
does.
24/7.
He literally walks around with his cell phone and it takes reservations and answers any questions. Well, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Chai, for
Ann. Thank
coming.
you. You're so awesome.
Aloha, we're here today at 3660 on the Rise with Chef Russell Siu. Hello, Russell.
Hello.
I think this is the first time you've actually prepared a meal specifically for me. What are we eating today?
We have a signature New York steak, a la air, and we have butter braised lobster with shiitake mushrooms.
How's everything been since the pandemic?
Rough.
Rough.
It's been, I guess, makes you want to think outside the box.
Yeah.
You can't think like how we normally think when you run a restaurant, but because I had experience with Kaka'ako Kitchen for takeout, it kind of helped out quite a bit.
Right, so you had that, you had Kaka'ako Kitchen, so you had, that was more of a takeout type of establishment.
Takeout and catering.
Catering. Should we sample this food?
Sure.
Okay. Serve it.
You can have the rest.
Thank you. So I know you have an affinity for wine. What type of wine are we pairing this with today?
This is a white Burgundy, Chardonnay. It's basically a village wine for Pauline and Montrachet. It's a base wine.
It's a
Everyday
base
drinking
wine. Okay. Well, cheers. Thank you for doing the show.
Okay.
So you have been doing this for 28 years.
The restaurant, yes.
So what keeps you going? How do you stay successful for 28 years?
Great staff. I have a great staff. I have a great crew. Been with me for over like 20 years or more. And I think we produce good quality, consistent food that people come back for all the time. We're not the high-end, like avant-garde kind of place. We try to keep things very simple but very tasty and let the food speak for itself. And I think we have great service. That's pretty much it. And just be consistent. Like if you're bad, be consistently bad. So people know I'm going there, I'm gonna have bad food. If you're good one day and bad the next day, inconsistent, people are not gonna go back. They don't know what to expect. So we try to keep a good consistency with our food.
Well, you have some staples on the menu that you have never taken off. And what are those items?
New York steak,
This is one of them.
our aikatsu, our Caesar salad. We had the catfish, we took it off because we were right at the Kaka'ako Kitchen. Tempura catfish, our Chinese steamed snapper. Well, there's no snapper anymore, so it's Chinese steamed fish. And pretty much that's what's on the menu all the time.
Yeah.
And now, since we've been doing about butterfish, that's one of the best sellers.
This location is very unique. I mean, your name, the title of your restaurant has the name or the address of the location,
Right.
3660 on the Rise.
Yeah, Wilhelmina Rice.
Wilhelmina Rise.
Right.
It's actually a very well-used type of space because you have the main restaurant and you had cooking classes. You had so many amazing opportunities for diners to be able to be engaged, whether they did parties here. How do you see you using this space in the future?
Pretty much the same, but We can't do the volume that we expect to do like we did before, like 200 people. Probably come back to 100. You have to be like 6 feet apart, everything, so much per table. And a lot of people now, I guess, for now, they're kind of like leery about going out, having a lot of people in hand. Even my friends, oh, let's get together. How many people will be there? That's the first question they ask every time. How many people? Oh, it's too much people, I won't come. That's everybody's first question. Yeah. So when she'll call for banquets like that, they ask her, oh, I want to do a banquet. How big? Oh, 12, 20, but it doesn't go past 50 or 60 because no one wants to get together.
What else have you learned during this journey that you can share, especially with what's happening now?
If I knew now when I first opened up, I'd be, wow, so much happier. I would sell it. Now I'm only kidding. What I learn is basically you have to take care of employees and you treat employees how you want to be treated. You have to make sure that everything's fair. And what you sell, you have to make sure that whatever you charge, the food will back up the price. The quality is there for the price. And you don't rip people off because people remember all these things. And you don't make any enemies. You treat everybody the same no matter what. But you cannot judge a person by how they look or how they dress.
So I talked with Alan about this, and there was a continental cuisine that was consistent in Hawaii.
Right.
And then when the Hawaii regional chefs came together, it was elevating the cuisine to the next level, incorporating local, incorporating all of the different cultures into the restaurant or into the dishes.
Right.
What do you think is going to be the next fad, or not fad, but next kind of cuisine that is going to be elevated?
It's hard to say because, like, I think the mainland people talking, like, everything goes in a circle, like a cycle. I think it's coming back to local food, good food, but presented in a very simple way where the protein or things on the plate shine. And the culinary world goes in a cycle, I think. That's my own opinion. I think in the future, I think people are seeing things more as it is. If you buy a steak, it's going to taste like a steak. They're not going to make it, but it's not going to taste like a steak. You know what I mean? By putting so much sauce, everything like that. You want the product to stand out. Using more natural, organic products in the area, pretty much. That's it. And so pretty much, I think, just using basic products from where you live and building food from that, I think it's the next step, I think. And people now looking more to their own roots. Like if it's Korean, more Korean but modified version, Japanese, Thai, it's all been modified to more modern cuisine, but still featuring the food as the main draw.
So tell me about the preparation of this lobster. Is amazing. It's really, really good.
It's butter braised. First I reduce white wine, shallots, and I put all the lobster shells inside, and I reduced it down. Then I finished it off with butter. Then I put the lobster in it, and that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Now what about this amazing...
I can't tell you the recipe for steak. This is a signature steak, can't tell you. It's just well seasoned and it's sauteed with butter.
So you can't share the recipe?
Can't see the recipe. Everybody's gonna do it.
So do you season the onion, fry the onions?
No, onions just lightly floured and fried to crispy.
And this is on your menu?
This is on our menu.
Okay.
And we can't take that off. People love the steak.
It's very good.
Thank you.
Steak. So can you tell me a little bit about this Pinot that you just poured for me?
It's all from Jay. And Jay's have Jay sparkling wine. You can't call it champagne because it's not made in champagne. So Jay sparkling wine. They also make Pinot, and they made a Chardonnay, and they make a Pinot Grigio. But then that was a daughter of, I can't tell the name of the winery, but she sold the whole thing off already. So she made her money, and they produce pretty good Pinot. They have this and also the Nico vineyards. That's really nice.
You're saying that the footprint of the vineyards are changing. Can you say
Right, because the wineries pretty much they're constantly moving distributors.
I see.
So this used to be with Chambers, now it's with Johnson Brothers. And a lot of wines, because Paradise shut their wine division, so all the wines went to different distributors. And everything depends upon the mainland. So if the mainland, if Young's in the mainland say, I want this wine, then if you want to do this, then I want Hawaii too. So they changed that way too. And so sometimes you really can't tell who you're buying from sometimes.
So it's the purchase power of the mainland too.
So it depends like how much power you have in the mainland. Like Southern has a lot of power. Because they tell the winery, hey, I want to use your wine. I was no, but, well, I'm doing your wine and these things, I'm not going to do it anymore. Then they change over. So it's a lot of politics.
Thank you for watching Where Hawaii Eats, and thank you, Chef Russell, for doing the show. Thank you for cooking for me. That was amazing. Make sure you visit our local restaurants and support local. My guest is Jason Wong, president of Sysco Hawaii. Jason, we gotta touch base about this pandemic that's going on because it's really affected community regardless of income, what type of job you have, but primarily our restaurant and hotel industry. How did this impact Sysco Hawaii?
Well, we're part of the food service industry, and I can't think of an industry that was harder hit in this pandemic than the restaurant or food service industry. Things pretty much came to a standstill in March. I mean, we've seen bad years in recessions where people are down 10, 20, maybe 30%, but 75, 80, 90%, takeout didn't make up the difference. It's been brutal. It's been brutal on people, or it's been brutal on our customers. But there have been, things that we have been able to pivot to do, which I'm very proud of our team, our company. We just completed a partnership with the USDA in October and November, where we put 2 million pounds of food out into the whole state.
How do people find out more information about the food banks and how this whole program?
If you do need food, go to the hawaiifoodbank.org, and there's food available every day.
Wow. That's and thank you for supporting that. We don't realize that you have the power. You guys are a resource. You are able to feed and fuel that initiative. So thank you for doing that for the community.
Now, we have a responsibility, and we take that very seriously. We are a member of this community. The community supports us. It is a two-way street, and we want to be good stewards in the community.
Joining me today is Chef Nico from Nico's Pier 38 and Nico's Kailua. Thank you, Chef, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Can you tell me what you prepared for us?
Yeah, so we started with Poisson crew, which is the translation is raw fish. This is a Tahitian dish from Tahiti, and we use Tahitian limes, fresh marlin, tomatoes, cucumbers, coconut milk. And it's a very, very popular dish in Tahiti. And it's pretty much a nice dish to have as an appetizer for dinner before. So then we made a Marlin Burger. So basically the way we started, we have one big chunk of 4 pounds of marlin, and I cut it in half and did one side for the marlin, for the Tahitian poke. And then I made a Marlin Burger with the leftovers. And the Marlin Burger is a dish we serve at Nico's.
So out of all of the delicious offerings that you have on the menu, you chose these 2 items. Why is that?
I choose those 2 items because we are known for the fuikaki ai, for ai poke. So it's always the king of the fish, like is ai in Hawaii, right? People want the red meat ai. So there's so much more fish, so much more things out there that I want people to try, and marlin is one of them. I think marlin is very affordable. You can buy it at the market for pretty cheap compared to ai, and you can make the exact same dishes with it.
Can we try this?
Sure, yeah.
Try this? That's excellent. Very good.
Very fresh, yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your culinary journey? What got you into the restaurant industry?
Well, I was born and raised in France. In France, every time we cook food, it's like learning about a lot of things, right? And my great uncle was actually a chef, a good chef for many years, and he was a chef at the end of his career for the Prince and Princess of Monaco, Princess Grace, and at the time. And as a kid, we used to, be around him all the time. So I can tell you about Christmas and New Year's and all the family dinner was great dinner. So
I'm sure.
when you're looking at him doing all these things, like, one day I want to try that. And basically, I never went to school to learn how to cook. I just, learned on the job, and I started my way up from dishwasher to prep cook to line cook to sous chef to chef and owner now.
So the concept of Nico's is centered around fish.
It's centered fresh fish at an affordable price. So basically, because you're right next to a fish auction, we go every day and buy fish right there, fresh fish, and it really helps us pass on the cost to the customer, which is there's no middleman, there's no delivery fee, there's no all that. So the price you see, it's people understand when you go to Nico's, you're gonna get fresh fish for a good price. So basically, plate lunch is $12, $13, $14 for fresh fish. That's what we like to. The concept is being good value, fresh fish, fast, kind of like the fast food of the fish.
Let's try the burger.
You can cut it in half. I'm gonna try to get a bite at it, and then see. Yep, it's still good. I never had it for a long time.
Thank you for watching this episode of Where Hawaii Eats. Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you.
This is
Oh, yeah,
so
this is
good. Where Hawaii Eats is presented by the Honolulu Star-Advertiser's Dining Out, Outrigger Waikiki Hotels and Resorts, and Cisco Hawaii.